So good evening, guys. Hello, YouTube. This is basically my first vlog uh, since I started riding. Uh, Let me give you a brief intro about how I began riding in the first place. So I have been a fan of motorcycles for quite a long time, and it just started out as I started looking at motorcycles in my family. We had quite a few back then, so uh, I just love the sound. I love to sit on them. So as a child, and somehow that just caught up. And only now was I able to actually get into uh, motorcycling in a proper way. Because and let me be pretty straightforward in this regard. Um, I just began commuting. So I mean, I use motorcycles for commuting mostly. So it just began like that. So that's about it. And currently, the speed that I ride on is Yamaha R3. Pretty certain that most of you might be aware of the motorcycle. So yeah, I used to ride a Pulsar 150 before, the old dome headlamp model, and it was quite good for its time. The model basically dated back to 2002 when it first came out, and I had quite a bit of fun on it. And so that's basically it. I started riding only recently because I had a problem with my back, and it used to hurt a lot when I actually rode the motorcycle. So I decided to get myself a cage instead, which is basically my car. The city that you see in front of you is basically Chennai. It's pretty crowded, and the roads are like this most of the time. And you could actually, you'll be held up at a few places. Not that it is as bad as Bangalore is, but it could get quite hairy. A bit of I mean it the traffic is pretty crazy at times, but it isn't as bad as Bangalore. That's what I'm trying to say. So you you will definitely end up in some sort of a jam like this, but it'll usually dissipate quite fast. The second thing you'd notice is, in spite of the helmet rule being enforced quite a lot, you'll be seeing a lot of people riding without their helmets. um, as someone who's really I mean, I'm scared of losing my life, because the family needs me. So I decided, why not keep yourself safe? And I do ride with gear most of the time, but when I'm commuting, I keep my speeds in the 60 or so. So uh, I just go with my helmet and my gloves. And since I'm commuting to work, I really thought that that would be sufficient. I know that's wrong. I know that I should be wearing gear most of the time. I mean, all of the time, not most of the time. So it just so happens that the summers here are pretty hot, and today is fortunately a very nice day, and you can see it's pretty cloudy. We had quite a bit of rain recently, uh, which is pretty surprising considering Chennai is really hot, and it will cook your bum if you happen to sit on a motorcycle seat which has been in the sun for around only, let's say, 5 minutes. That aside, I feel that overall, as a city, Chennai is by far the most pleasing city that I've lived in. I've been here for like the last 10 years or so. Not 10, rather 16. Not 10. So for the last 16 years. So I moved here in 2000. So yeah, 16 years. I've been having a lot of fun in the city. I mean, most of the growing up was in this city, and I've seen a lot of sort of good people in my life. And let's just say, yeah. So this city has shaped me up to what I'm currently. And forgive me, guys. Unfortunately, my camera doesn't allow audio input, so I really cannot give you a live vlog, as they call it. Since the GoPro models fortunately support a USB input for the microphone, and mine doesn't, because I cheaped out on the camera. Basically, it's a Chinese model. I think it's an Eken H9 Ultra. Uh, I got it at a steal of a price, and hence I decided to keep it basically. So let's start it. Accordingly, it is just in Thailand. I'll invest in better camera gear once I really feel that it is mandated and would be beneficial while I'm recording, because I feel the video quality is quite satisfactory for the price. and it costed me around 3,000 Indian rupees, which is let me say around 40, nearly 40 USD. And I happened to even get a micro SD card, which is a 64 GB, along with that for a pretty steal of a deal. So I decided to go with that instead of waiting and getting a costlier setup. Other than that, there is nothing much special, and I will definitely do a walkthrough of my motorcycle and my riding gear once I do get time. I do happen to have a custom-made jacket from a very good friend of mine. I will give you the brand details and all the other specifics in another video probably. And today, let's just focus on how it all started. So, my friends, basically, I really have been thinking pretty hard on getting into the vlogging thing because I actually like photography as well. It's one of my hobbies. So I thought videography, as we call it, why not do it? Since motorcycling is also a passion, and why not combine something like a video? And forgive me if my English isn't very clear for you, because it's not that I've been having a hard time with the language, but my accent could go haywire at times. So please do bear with me in that regard, and there will be a lot of punctuations, errors whatsoever. I'm not exactly certain on how to go about speaking the language in a very proper way so as to please the audience. But unfortunately, this is me. I think I'll have to look at improving my language at some point. Um, okay, so let us begin this channel by actually going about a few things. So as I mentioned earlier, the city is Chennai, and apart from the traffic scene, it used to be like that. People are you don't have any of this posing around crap, and they don't usually diss around people. It does happen at a few places, believe me, and that is because of misunderstanding, and it happens mainly when you're in traffic because tempers can get quite heated up when you're stuck in traffic on a hot day. So I've been there. Anyway, there is quite a long sequence, so I decided to skip that part, and I believe I should be skipping the other parts too, where traffic seems to come to a standstill because hey, hello. That guy just smiled, looking at the camera, I guess. So, yeah. So, not really much other than this basic introduction that I felt would be appropriate. And the main content of this channel would basically be vlogs like this, perhaps a few touring videos, a few pictures that I might take, and something that I might see interesting. For example, let's just say random bloopers in. You might have seen quite a number of Indian signboards having weird captions. So if I do happen to come across such captions, I'll definitely put them on the channel, and do feel free to share any of such signs that you come across in your daily routines. We could have a laugh about it, and I could probably make a video on that so that we could just name that particular section as the random bloopers, which I would, I'm not exactly made a schedule on how to go about this whole vlogging routine, but I'll definitely look into adding quite a bit of content over the coming years or months rather, not years, since I have decided to be pretty active. And so that's about it. So now to come to the part where why did I begin vlogging. So I wanted to talk a little about that. Basically, I've been watching vlogs for quite a long time. We have a few well-known people from India who do streaming, and I'm not taking names now, but I'll just mention that they're pretty well known. They have a good fan following, and I do follow quite a number of them as well. The content is really good, which actually gave me the spark and an idea that at base maybe I should begin vlogging as well, because as I mentioned earlier, I really like photography. I also like motorcycle riding, so which is one of my which has been a long time passion of mine. So I just thought, why not mix these two and probably contribute a little to the community that has given so much to me. And so then again, coming back uh, to the vlog itself, this is how it is, gentlemen. This is how the traffic is during peak hours, and this is one of the arterial roads in the city. Uh, One of the things that I've noticed over the years is that the roads, they are laid and relayed every odd year or so. For example, if they laid in the first year, they'll relay in the third year because for some odd reason they'll have to dig the road up again completely, and then they'll decide to relay it again. And then the telecom company would be like, okay, the wires to one of the hubs has got cut due to some odd reason, and we need to replace the cable again. So they'll be at it during the nights, and they'll dig the whole road up, and you'll end up with something like this. Because the road, I'm not exactly certain if you can see it in this video. Um, the section to your right basically has a huge had a huge gaping chasm quite a few months back, and now I guess it's been fixed. Okay, so this is what happens usually. They end up digging up huge holes, and then you come across manuals like these which aren't properly level compared to the road, and you end up jumping like this. Okay, sir, that was too close to comfort, and let's just go here. Lane splitting like a boss. Not that it was really lane splitting whatsoever, but I guess we'll call it that. Happy me, happy you. Yeah. Before I go on cribbing about the traffic scene in Chennai, I would like to actually mention that there are other Indian cities where it gets really worse, and it'll be so bad that you'd really like to get down and pull your head out of your head, literally. And the risk of going bald doesn't even matter at that point of time, and you'd be willing to pull every single strand of hair on your head because tension gets that high during traffic. And believe me, I've seen videos where people ended up dancing when the traffic signal when the traffic jam got pretty darn crazy, and they were waiting for hours together. Some people had actually gotten down and they began dancing. So one of the few things you'll only see in India, perhaps. Not exactly certain if that happens abroad as well, and maybe the people from the United States or Australia could comment. Okay, so I'm not going to actually reveal my name yet. It'll be done at a suitable point of time, and I'll be revealing everything about me. And for the meantime, I'll be concentrating on making vlogs, making DIY videos, or perhaps I've already installed quite a few modifications to my motorcycle, so I thought, why not, make a video about it. So those are the videos that I'll be covering in a few DIY sections, and I think I'll be organizing them under a separate playlist so that it'll be easier for the people to view it. So, and let us make this channel a bit different, guys. Let's actually bring in all our ideas together, and let's see how good we can make this. And do give me ideas for content, because this is my first time I'm making vlogs on YouTube. So please do suggest give me suggestions if you have, and any room for improvement, and even ideas regarding how I could go about editing my videos, because I basically use Adobe Premiere Pro CC, Creative Cloud. I think that's what it's called, for post-production of the videos. So I think you guys could give me a hand, or perhaps give me ideas on how better I could make it. Rather make it in a better way. So please do go about, or give me suggestions regarding that in the comment section, maybe, and I'll just look at the feedback, and if it's really helpful, let's go around making improvements as or loss of words there. And let's improve this channel video by video, because this is my first time. Again, as I mentioned earlier, let us see how good we can make it. For now, signing off. For more videos, please consider subscribing.